Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters for. Let me see what I. It is Saturday, July 8th, 2023. Um, I just ended a stream, right, talking about a few things, but one of the things I ended it with was pause. Sorry, there was one of the things I ended it with was two things. It was kind of the same concept, but in two different like ways of looking at it. There's a fire in your house, or there's an earthquake, or there's a tsunami, or flood, fire, or whatever. Your house is going to be pretty much gone, or you have to leave your house. You have to run away from your house. Just a sec. Um, and okay, you have to run away from your house. Okay, you have to get out. Just a sec. You gotta get. You gotta get out of your house, right? You gotta get out of your house. You just gotta get out. There's nothing you can do. You gotta get out, right? And so, you have to get out. What are you bringing with you? You don't have time to choose everything. You're not gonna take things that are too big. Your TV, that's TV, or my CRT TV that's in my front of my bed. You're not gonna choose like this, that, or the other thing. But you have like maybe 5, 10, 30 seconds maybe to be like, okay, choose something now. I thought to myself, would I bring my iPod? Would I bring something that's sentimental to me? Would I bring something that like changed my life? Would it be something that like really is a big personal thing? Would I bring this piece of art that I have that was made by Sean Noir of Dick Tracy, Dick Grayson? No, maybe is that his name, Dick Grayson? The original Robin. Anyway, I think it's Dick Grayson. Yeah, Dick Grayson. Anyway, would I bring my phone, my iPod, another technology piece, my Switch, my laptop, my computer? What would I grab, right? My art supplies, what would I grab? That's one thing. So if you'd want to, leave me a comment or any of that stuff, that'd be great. Tell me what you think. But there's that. Then the second one is you're leaving your house. You're not going anywhere necessarily specific, and you don't even know if you're ever going to come back to your house and how long this journey is going to be. But it's just you walk out of your house and you decide, do I go left or right? And then that's it. And you just walk, okay? You just walk, okay? Okay. Would you, and you get, now, the bag you get is it's a, what do you call it? If you know what the size of a hockey bag, those are kind of big, but you get about a hockey bag size bag, and you get to say, and someone says to you, okay, look, and your whole thing is you have to fit that much stuff. That's all you get, and you just go. Do you put a lot of stuff you put all the stuff that you can't replace in it? Do you put stuff that would help you? Do you put stuff that would that you can replace easily but you don't want to replace? Would you put things that are sentimental? Would you put things that are like useful? And then I thought to myself, because I didn't say this in the stream, but I just thought of it while I was going to the bathroom, while I was getting ready for bed, because I'm going to go to bed after I record this podcast. It's like freaking 11:30 at night, and it'll be freaking a bajillion midnight probably by the time I'm done with this. But anyway, would you save room for other things to be added to it for things you found along your journey, along the way of your journey? That's like one of those. Ooh, I don't know. Like, I thought to myself, I probably would. Honestly, I probably would. Knowing me, though, I'd probably pack way too many things. Because I thought to myself while I was in the bathroom, I was like, brushing my teeth, I was like, oh my god. I'm the kid who goes on, like, a weekend vacation or a weekend, a treat. I used to do all these, like, youth retreats, right? And fudge, man, I bring so many things I just did not need. And I thought to myself, I bring way too much clothes, and way too many things I never need and never use. And for me, at least, I was like, oh my god, this is so stupid. But you then have the other guy who's got one pair of clothes for a day and a half, 2 days, whatever it is. One pair of pajamas, that's it. 2 nights, 3 days. And you're like, what? Oh, that's so stupid. Which one is worse, though? The guy who's got too much or the guy who doesn't have enough? I think it's the guy who doesn't have enough, because at least the guy who has too much, he's over-prepared, and he has things that, he can hand out to someone who needs it. The guy who doesn't have enough goes, oh, shucks, I need a new shirt because I destroyed it, or it's disgusting now, or whatever. Or it's just unwearable, right? Anyway, in my opinion, it's fine to over-prepare. Under-prepare is a little dumb. Because I was watching the Modern Rogue do an EDC bag, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like an EDC. What would you want in your EDC every day, right? Like, this is something you're going to use every day. It's not a medical bag, because what they bought was they bought 2 medical bags, right? Or a medical bag? 1 or 2 medical bags. Anyway, or sorry, 1 or 2 EDCs, and off, like, Amazon, and they're both basically medical bags. Basically, a bug out bag, like a mini bug out bag. And Brian was like, Jason, he said to Jason, he goes, Jason, this looks like a small bug out bag, or a medical bag. This does not look like a very good EDC. Like, where's the things I'd use every day? Where are the things I would use every day? And right? What are the things I would use every day? I would never use this every day. Never. And he goes, fair enough. I would not use glow sticks every day. I would not use this every day. It looks like a bag you pop into your, like, car and you have for an emergency. Not something you have on you in an Altoid tin that's on your, literally in your pocket, with blades and bandages and USB sticks and SD cards and micro SD cards and hot glue and super glue and floss and rope and this, that, and the other thing, like, you know? And I thought about, yeah, that's a good point. What would you put in your EDC? I'd probably put, like, cause I have a little blade here. Where is it? Oh, shucks. Where'd the blade go? I just had a blade. Anyway, I had a time. Oh, here it is. I was really, like, terrible. It's by Timberland. It came off of a knife that my brother got from camp. And it was a knife that had, like, camp engraved on the handle. It was the cheapest knife you'll ever use ever, but people liked it. I know people who liked it. My brother went, it's garbage knife. It's a crappy knife, shit knife. I'm like, really? Is that bad? He goes, oh, it's awful. Can I use it? Yeah, but you don't have a tang on it. No, and you're not going to have a riveting, are you? And I'm like, no, probably not. And I said, I need the rivet. Yeah, and he goes, yeah, we don't have a rivet. Got no way to rivet it. I'm like, whatever. I might just keep this blade, just sharpen this blade, and then just use it as, like, because it's not a terrible blade. It's just, I don't know if it holds a edge very much. It's got half of its sawing blade, which is actually not that bad, but, whatever. What was I saying? So I'd probably put something like that in there. It's really like, it's got no handle. It's a folding out knife, so it's got no tang, so it's like, oh, it's terrible to put. So anyway, the point of that is I would put something like that in, or maybe just a razor blade of some kind, or like a X-Acto blade, or, that kind of stuff, right? And then, like, bandages, maybe a bit of, like, fire starter, a tiny ferrocerium rod, what else? Stuff like that. Like a USB stick, a USB SD card, maybe a micro SD card in a SD card adapter, maybe with also an SD card, and probably get, like, the most I can afford, right? Or multiple, maybe, like 2 or 3 at different, like, sizes. I'd probably put a battery of some kind in a tiny one of those, like, disposable things you put in. The batteries that you can get at, like, the dollar store, where it's like a one-time use, you can't recharge it, but it's got, like, a little bit of juice in it. Probably put a 9-volt battery in it, a car thing, maybe a key of some kind. I don't know. Useful things, right? So that's what and then I have that on my person, because that's what I said. It's like, wait, what if you can only put stuff on your person? That's a whole different thing. But what I'm saying is, so this is getting put on my person, and then that saves me more room in my hockey bag to put stuff. So, in my opinion, yeah, so I would probably leave some room for stuff. I'd probably put entertainment stuff, a book, maybe a Bible, maybe like an educational book or something that changed my life that I would want to read over and over again. Probably put, some sort of art piece that I would want to look at every day and be like, oh, this is beautiful. Probably something useful, tiny little, probably one of those inflatable pillows. I'd probably try to fit my ukulele in there, honestly, now that I think about it. Some sort of music. Although, that's one of those things where, yes, I could put my ukulele in there, but I also could buy a ukulele somewhere. Although, does it count that I can put in a different bag? Like, I can put the ukulele on my back, right? Is that allowed in this situation that we have right now? Is that allowed? Is that allowed? Because if that's allowed, if I can put it in like a backpack on my back, am I allowed to then have that, right? That's where I feel like it gets to like you're kind of cheating now. But hey, it's not the same bag. I think it's fine, honestly. But like anyway, maybe put a poster of some art that I like or something. What else? Maybe a portable DVD player or like a media player, like an MP3 player or a iPod, my iPod Touch, or my iPod, not Touch, my iPod Video that has like movies on it. Put a battery probably in my bag. I put a battery. What's that called? Battery. What's it called? Oh my gosh, portable battery power bank. I have a Anchor. What is it? It's an Anchor Power Core Essential 2000 or 20,000. 20,000. Currently, the 10,000 one, I've heard people say it lasts about a week with charging things up all the time. Um, and I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And then, so that means with the 20,000 would be 2 weeks. It's about that. If I'm not doing something intense like running a light off of it or USB light off of it, it runs for like ever. Like it's actually really good. I good investment, very good investment. For about $70, $75, $80 Canadian, it's good investment. So it's about 50, $60. Very good investment. Anyway, probably put like a tablet in there, cheap whatever. Probably bring my my 360 camera. Probably get a regular camera or maybe my phone gimbal. Damn it, I just paused. Shucks. I just realized I paused it. Oh well. 11 minutes. What's 11 minutes? What's 43 minus 11? What's 43 minus 12?
The answer is 31.
There. What are we talking about now? Yeah. Maybe put like an older camera in there too, just for fun. Maybe a film camera for fun. And then that's maybe it. Maybe a flashlight of some kind, a multi-tool of some kind. I'd probably put that, I have a, something called Cold Edge or Stone Edge or something, the Stone Edge or something. It's a blade that, it's nice that it's really crap. It's really garbage. But it has a, it has like an insert that has a fishing line, 2 fishing hooks, needle thread, and matches, and a striking surface. So I'd probably bring that with me. I don't know if the water, and a compass on the cap, so end cap. So yeah, so it's actually pretty useful. Or I'd get one of those like survival shovels where it's got like all the things inside it, with ferrocerium rods and like knives and blades and saws and flashlights and such and whistles. Maybe we'll get something like that. And it's a shovel that could be like a hole digging tool. Probably something like that. And then, I don't know. Probably put a bit of clothes in there. Not too much though, because clothes would be something. Probably sentimental shirt or something, because like, or a shirt that really means something to me, because I could probably get clothes somewhere else. I'd have to really like, I'd have to probably sit down for a long time and like analyze. Okay, what are the things that I could buy somewhere else? What are the things I can mooch off someone? And what are the things I can barter for? And what are the things I need to bring with me because they're like mine, or they're very sentimental, or they're like they're irreplaceable, or they're just something that you can't get a replica of or a replacement of. So that's what I've been thinking about that, and it's actually really interesting to think about when you think about how like what would the few things you would bring with you in life be? Because it's like the fire thing where you've got about 5 to 30 seconds to make a decision. Your house is going to just be destroyed. You have to run. What's like 1 or 2 things you're going to grab? Are you going to try and grab something big, something very good, something very fundamental, or are you going to just be like, that thing's gone, say goodbye, run? I'd probably just grab my ukulele and run, probably, or maybe my Switch and run. I hope we never have to come to that conclusion, because that's what Brian Brushwood was making the point of on the Modern Rogue when they did the EDC, the bug out bag. I'm sorry, the bug out bag, when they did the bug out bag. They made the like point of like he made the point of like, and also let's make it a thing to never have to use your EDC or sorry, your bug out bag. Hopefully you never have to use your bug out bag, because your bug out bag is basically an emergency thing where, yeah. And the other thing I'd probably add, a bunch of money, just as much money as I probably own, or probably have, and probably a gun, because that's what he said. He said the only two things really missing in this is bug out bag. Really, let's be honest, is is a lot of money and a gun. And I went, yeah, fair enough. I mean, you are missing those two, and those things are very useful, like very useful in a situation where just a sec. There you go. So yeah, what were they gonna say? What were they gonna say? Yeah, so they're like they're bug out bag, and like the only thing you're really missing in there is just a sec. Is lots of money or a gun. Like really, lots of money or a gun. And a gun. And a gun. So yeah. So yeah.
Johnny Bravo. Hey, Foxy Mama, you smell kind of pretty. You want to smell me? Crunk. Squeak, squeaky, squeak, squeak. You owe me a new acorn.
Sorry. I'm listening to something. Sorry, and I'm like getting really involved. Anyway.
Forrest Gump. Well, Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. Patrick. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. Neither are. Neither are. Consuela.
No, stay.
Goofy. Well, hiya, Mickey. Steve Irwin.
Crikey, mate.
Sorry, I'm just getting into this video. Anyway, sorry. What were they gonna say? Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. So they're talking about like you're missing a lot of money in a gun, and I'm like, that's fair enough. I would probably put a lot of money in some sort of weapon, a gun, a baseball bat, or something of that effect. Cause like, think about it. Think about it, right?
Moi, ce que j'aimerais, ce serait d'avoir.
Right. That's what you need in a survival situation. Let's say zombie apocalyptic.
And get 10% off. That's a bargain. And that's foreshadowing. No, I did fine. I got it right. No.
Right. Where it's like, because he's talking like, bug out bag. You have nothing. You need to like have enough stuff to like survive. You know, that kind of stuff. Or if it's a zombie apocalypse, they can kill you, kind of thing. Or you need to defend yourself. I'm like, no, I have enough stuff for me and maybe my family. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna shoot you if I have to, stab you, shoot you, beat you, whatever, with a bat, whatever, you know. And so, yeah, I'd probably add something like that too. Lots of money on me and a gun, possibly a bulletproof vest. Although that's a lot harder to obtain in Canada, but I can still obtain it fine enough. We're talking, though, I'm walking and I'm just going, maybe not a gun. Maybe a lot of cash, but not a gun. But if we're talking like survival bug out, yeah, a gun. I mean, so we're talking about walking, it's just a gun. I would omit the gun. I would probably omit the gun. Not that a gun wouldn't be useful, but or I couldn't like find a use for it. It's just I don't need a gun in Canada the same way I would need it in America if I was just walking. So yeah. So in my opinion, gotta meet the gun. You know, but add a bunch of like random stuff too, just stuff you would like never think of bringing. Tape player, portable tape player. or a CD player, or maybe just my iPod. And do I have time to prepare all this stuff beforehand, or are you telling me like you're gone tomorrow at 5 a.m. You have to pack the night before. You've got like an hour. Go. Kind of thing. You've got like an hour. Go. And this is all you get. Go. Then that's very different than saying you can have all the time in the world to pack said thing. Because then I would be like, okay, I'd convert a bunch of like tapes to DVDs or tapes to digital files. Put them on my iPod. Run or my phone. Run with that. I get a really high capacity SD card and a terabyte running on my phone. Put a bunch of stuff on there. That kind of stuff, right? Whereas like, or you saying you got like an hour before bed, the night before. Fill your bag and go. I'd probably bring a bunch of like art supplies, my art book, use stuff like that. Because it depends on what we're doing. Am I able to find electricity, running water, indoor plumbing, and Wi-Fi, internet, or am I stuck to like I'm just going somewhere where I have no idea what I have? And it's more of like I have no idea what I have, not necessarily like I'm going to a remote village in Africa. But I'm just because what I think I would be doing is I'd go out of my house. I'd probably turn if I had to. I'd probably turn left and then just walk. I'd probably just walk, and that's like the thing I'd probably do. I'd probably like just walk, and maybe I'd hitchhike, maybe I'd just walk. I don't know, but I would definitely maybe I'd have some sort of like tarp to make a shelter, or have one of those pop-up tents. That'd be great. I was looking to buy one. Couldn't find one anywhere. I eventually saw one online. There was something stupid like $500, and my mother was like, "No, sorry, I'm not paying that." And I went, "Fair enough, fair enough." I thought Canadian Tire might have one, or Walmart, or one of those like camping stores, Sale or something, but none of them have it. And I'm like, "You suck, absolutely suck." I bring a lighter, or a ferrocerium rod, or I just have a ferrocerium rod in my Altoids tin EDC. That would be my pocket. So, I have a pocket Bible in my pocket. I'd have what else would I probably have a camera or just my phone's gimbal. I'd bring my 360 camera with its tripod. Now, does that count again? Can I have a third thing? The tripod outside of the bag, like in its own carrying case, because it has a bag. I would think so. That could be cheating, but I would think so. And that's about it. I think that's about. I don't know. And then probably have like a few things here and there. Maybe something to like give away if I needed to, like barter with, or give to children, or like I meet a bunch of people along the way, or maybe some mace, bear spray, or a taser maybe, or like brass knuckles, something like that. Where it's like, oh yeah, I'd want to something that would be useful like later on where I would not need it any like, but because I have it, like, oh, it must be really, or like maybe a Slim Jim. That might be a really good thing too. Like, am I driving anywhere? No, I'm walking. Therefore, I would probably maybe a Slim Jim would be useless. But I don't have it. But some guy locks himself out of his car. Would I then be able to I would be able to open their house? If you know what a Slim Jim is, it's basically like a really thin piece of metal with like a hook at the end. And what you do is you kind of like slide it into your between your window and your door, and you pop up the lock. And as long as your car isn't some wacky new car that doesn't work the same way, you're gonna basically be able to open any car door. So yeah, maybe a tool of some kind, screwdriver maybe, or like one of those iFixit toolkits maybe, or like a multi-tool of some kind maybe, like a Leatherman or something. And yeah, maybe some like food, maybe some snacks of some kind, maybe a bag of chips or something. I don't know, just in my opinion, that's about it. So I don't think much of the rest of this. In my opinion, I feel like that's what I would bring. Maybe a shirt that's sentimental to me, pair of pants, some extra clothes, maybe some rain stuff, maybe an umbrella, maybe what else? Maybe a like some toy or something to keep me occupied, entertained. Cards probably. What else? I think maybe. Ooh, let's see what else. Maybe a pair of binoculars. Maybe a like water canteen of some kind. A collapsible pillow or inflatable pillow. What else? Maybe a piece of art that I would love looking at. Maybe a picture of someone that I love. Maybe a way to know if I'm being spied on. Like what's that thing called? There's like a little device that you can look through and see when if there's a camera around. What else? Maybe that. Maybe some kind of explosive something. Maybe a taser. Maybe that kind of or a stun gun. Maybe stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of like little things that I would probably like bring, and then I'd probably leave the rest of the bag like empty and say to myself, I'm gonna make sure I have enough room to like fill it with other things, because I feel like that would be very useful. Like you know, maybe a gun, but I'm not sure because it's Canada. But yeah, that kind of stuff. And then I'd probably just like think that's all I got, and then just go with that forever. Cause I'm thinking, what kind of bag? Like, what do you, a backpack that I can bring on my bag? No, I'm thinking of the biggest bag I can think of, and the biggest bag I can think of. I was thinking duffel bag. I was thinking suitcase. Then I'm like, okay, well, some of those suitcases aren't big enough. Then I think, okay, duffel bag, still sometimes not big enough. So, okay, so we're going with the hockey bag, which is probably the biggest bag that I can think of, right? I was like briefcase, suitcase, duffel bag, and then I was like, no, hockey bag. Those are massive. I have one that's absolutely humongous. You can fit like literally a body in it. It's like legitimately that size. It's crazy. So yeah, personally, that's probably all I put in there. Let me know what you would put in yours, and if I missed anything in mine. Maybe a radio, maybe a hand cranked shortwave radio. What else? What else? So I can communicate, or maybe like a Bfang, one of the Bfang handheld radios or walkie-talkie-esque radios, where if I needed to, I could like alert people or talk to people if I had to, like, hi, I'm in distress, or hi, people are in distress, I need help, hello, I need help, So yeah, it's probably something like that. Because you would be surprised how much you would want a radio just to know what's going on in the outside world. Because radio is one thing that's going to stay up while everything else is down. Your cell phone towers are down, your internet's down, your TV stations are down. It's all just dead. There's no newspapers. You're not going to get information from anything anywhere. You have to figure it out. So you'd want to know what's going on in the outside world by, like, or with the rest of the world by, like, radio. Radio is like oh man, it's great because I've listened to a lot of radio. I've listened to a lot of radio within the last like 3 or 4 years. I've listened to a lot of radio. 2 or 3 or 4 years. I've listened to a lot of radio online where it's like, wow, from all these random countries, like, and some of them is like in that language. So I don't know what they're saying necessarily, but other ones are like, we are the blah 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 blah, blah radio of pick up a country, China, Hungary, Spain, Italy, that kind of stuff. And so for me, I'm less like, wow, okay, it's cool. It's like the shortwave radio that they have in the from Modern Rogue episode where they did that. Anyway, where it's like, it's cool where it gives you the waterfall and you can see if it's cool. Anyway, what was I saying? Personally, yeah. So like radio, that's about it probably. Yeah, probably just because I'd probably have to like think about it really hard. If you're giving me time, it's different. Different. If you're giving me time, it's different than if you said to me, you get an hour before bed the night before, and you have to get up at 5 in the morning, and you're off. And what you have in your bag is what you get. That's it. There's no, you get to remember it last minute, or you get to like remember it 2 days later. No, that's different than to have a week or have like an infinite amount of time to fill up this thing. I'd take a week and just think, I want this, not this. I need this, not this. I would have this, not this. I need this, not this. This is useful. That's not useful. This is useful. That's not useful. And I'd make up like a big list. That's what I'd probably do. I'd probably take like a pros and cons list. I'd be like, hey, think of an item. Pros of using the item, good. Con, whatever. I'd probably make snacks, maybe dried food like beef jerky, dried fruit, that kind of stuff. Because I saw these people walking. I think it was walking from Mexico to Canada. Maybe it was Canada to Mexico. I don't think so, and I remember it being like, wow, okay. They were all the stuff they were bringing with them. So yeah, portable flashlight. What else? maybe like a puzzle, maybe or something like that, maybe. And something to keep my mind sharp, like crossword puzzle book or like a word search book or something like that. What else would I probably bring? I'd probably bring, ooh, some. Then, well, it depends. Like, like if we're talking EDC, where you can like pop it on like a fanny pack size, I could prop a bunch of like useful things on there, like gauze and bandages and um, stitches and stuff like that, where like it's actually useful. Water purification tablets or those hydration tablets that you use, Aquafina hydration tablets that they use to give you electrolytes, stuff like that, right? Because I'm saying, like, am I allowed to have those kind of things? Is it whatever I can fit on my person and a bug out bag? Oh, sorry, or and a hockey bag, or is it only the hockey bag? Because if it's both, I then get one of those, put a bunch of things in that, and be like, a few things here and there. Things I probably wouldn't think of using, like the glow sticks. Anyway, yeah, I'd probably use that. Yeah, so that's probably about it. Let me know what you guys would put in, because like that's about right. I mean, there's probably a few things that I'm missing, little things here and there that would be useful. But the thing with it, some of them is like I could probably buy one somewhere else, or I could probably pick one up somewhere else, or you want space in your bag too to like ring stuff if you need to. Maybe one of those classical canteens, like those little water bladders that they have. They're like plastic water bladders that I've seen people have when they go camping. Whoopsie. Stuff like that, right? Where little things where it's like little things that take up no space, but are like the most useful things that you would never like consciously think of bringing. That's what I would think. So, because I'm thinking of making an EC out of like something like an Altoid thin, because like, or just anything that size where I could like put a bunch of stuff. Oh, reflection mirror. I'd put one of those in probably. Probably a small amount of duct tape. Oh, some a compass, some paracord. What else? What else? I'm looking at stuff like I'm thinking of stuff like right behind me. I had a. I don't know if it's still around. It's down here, I think. Let me just check now. Ah, shit, Taki mushrooms. My book fell. Anyway, leave that on the ground. These are not going on the ground. These cannot be on the ground. Doesn't matter. Yikes. Check. You okay? Yeah. I'm going to grab my. I see it. I see it. I see it. It's painful. Very painful. I'm going to grab it. There you go. There you go. Oh. Got it. Just give me a second here now. Just give me a second. Give me a second here. Oh, yeah. Wait. There we go. Because I have. Okay. I have a somewhat useful, not very good, but somewhat useful, survival knife and a. Ooh, that took the wind out of me. I have one of those like paracord bracelets that has a compass in the middle, and I asked my I think it was my dad or my mom. I don't remember when I got it. Got it for Christmas one year. From my mom's friend. She used to know. Anyway, I moved to St. Louis. Anyway, or Missouri. Anyway, not the point. Or her daughter actually. I used to know really well. Anyway, not the point. Point I'm trying to make is, I have a compass and it's actually not that bad. Whew. That really took the wind out of me. Oh wow, took breath out. Oh, Anyway, not the point. The point I'm making here is, with that is like, yeah, what they're gonna say is like, yeah. So I'll probably bring like this on my. Again, did that count? Because on my person, yeah, I probably would. And then what else? What else would I? So that's what I probably put in there with a small compass like that, and then maybe another compass, like a better compass, like one of the flatter compasses that you get for you know, just like flat square compasses. Anyway, Excuse me. Sorry. So yeah. Yeah, it's pretty accurate as far as I know. So yeah, I'd probably bring that. So yeah, I don't know what else I'd probably bring. Pencil, pen, marker, maybe. One of those flat pencils that you can get in like EDCs. What else? Or like one of those golf pencils, or like Kia pencils, if you know those pencils. Maybe a measuring tape, like one of those tiny measuring tapes you can get. Maybe one of those the ones that you use for knitting, or the ones that people use for like tailors use. Those like really flat circular ones, or like a measuring tape that's like the IKEA measuring tapes you get. What else? So yeah. What else? Yeah. So personally, that's probably all I'd probably bring. Because there's certain things that are useless. Like, would I bring a CD player? Probably not. I'd probably save that space and put it all on my iPod. Would I bring a DVD player? No, I'd probably put it on my iPod. Would I bring a... What else would I bring? Would I bring a... Oh, I don't know. Just there's a few things where it's like, no, that's useless now. You can make it smaller. Would I bring books? No, I'd probably bring... Um, probably bring them on my phone, right? Or on my tablet, right? My Android tablet. God, those things are awful. Linus made a video about it once on Linus Tech Tips. Like, Anthony's dad had to get a new tablet or wanted a new tablet, and there's really two or three options. There's like, there's what's it called? Oh my gosh. There's the iPad, and then there's like Samsung's got a really good tablet. Google's Pixel's got a good tablet. Microsoft makes a decent like weird tablet looking thing. Their Surface Tab stuff, and I think like Huawei or Xiaomi, one of those companies, those Chinese companies, make a like decent tablet. But there's hundreds of these crappy, like this Samsung Tab A, which is actually like pretty god awful. It's so old and crap. I broke the, or I think I broke the camera glass. Which I probably have to get some new camera glass. It's not the worst, but God, it's so bad. Like I need a new camera glass, but I should probably look up if I can get some new camera glass for this. But anyway, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Set a reminder for tomorrow at 9 a.m. Tablet camera glass replacement. No, never mind.
Sure. I'll remind you on Sunday at 9 a.m.
Because it's a Samsung SMT380. It's a Samsung Tab A, I think it's called. And it's not the worst. It's just really old. Also, it's a really awkward shape. It's very rectangular rather than square. It's not big. It's not iPad size. I had an iPad 2 for a long time until my brother broke the screen. But like, it was actually a really, really useful tablet. It was really good. For the longest time, I loved using that thing. Now it's like, okay, it's not the greatest, but you know. So yeah. What were they saying? Yeah, so it's yeah. So yeah. Yeah, that's what I probably put in the bag. So I got about 4 or 5 minutes left. Those things are awful. Because that's the thing. Tablets suck. They really do. They're either the most garbage thing you'll ever use, or you spend more than your phone on it, and it's like, oh my god, it's crazy. And like Samsung tablet, or because like that's what my friend bought. He bought a Samsung tablet that had a stylus. It came with a stylus, and I was like, "Is that actually good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I like it." He likes writing down with it. My I knew somebody who gave me a old Surface Tab. I made the Surface Tab run Linux Mint. Anyway, and so for me, I used it and it was like really good, and I put it in. It was good until the screen stopped working, and now the touch screen part doesn't work, and it's really terrible and whatever. But anyway, I bought new batteries for my stylus, and it's like useless. But anyway. Oh god. Anyway, so for me, it was useful until it wasn't, and he uses one now, a newer one, and he's loved how he could write with it. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Because my mother asked him, like, next to us. He goes, how did you, what is that? And he goes, it's a service tab. And I bought my mother a stylus for her tablet, and she never uses it. Ah, crap. She never uses it. I went, fine, I'll take it and use it for animation then. And I have, like, a few times. But, yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so personally, at least, tablets suck. They're just so terrible. It's a weird shape, first of all. And then, two, it's not just a weird shape. It's just really bad. It's like really bad. It's not a good tablet. It's awful, and it's like to the point where it's like almost unusable how bad it is. And that's what like 90% of these Android tablets are. They're like 5 to 10 years old, sitting in like a wacky place like Menards or like a dollar store or what is that place called? Like a pharmacy, like a Zonkatsu or a Uniprix or a whatever, Magicprix, whatever, those kind of places where it's like, oh my god, these are terrible. And they're like from a company you've never heard of, Sylvania or something, and you're like, what? These are terrible. And they are insanely bad. What did they made a video about it once? Dank Pods. But then Ben Heck made a video about it too, where he's like, these things suck. Why would you ever buy one? And my dad saw one and went, ooh, like $100. That sounds amazing. And I went, that's not a laptop though. He goes, well, it's got a keyboard and got a screen. No, don't buy them. And he went, oh, okay. I trust you, I guess. And so, I want to see something. Hello? Okay, so this does this, and it's louder, but this got right? Now put the pop filter back on, and do the same thing. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, it's better. Okay. Just checking. So yeah, that's my opinion on tablets. You either spend ridiculous amounts of money to get a really good tablet, or you get a crappy tablet, or you get an iPad. Like that's your options. And usually it's Samsung, but there are other tablet brands, but usually it's Samsung, or it's just iPad. It's just iPad. Like that's the two options. Really, you're spending like 800 to like 2,000, or you're going iPad. That's what you're getting. Because there's really no middle ground for our tablets, which is kind of sad because phones have mid tier, like not flagship, mid range. There are mid range phones, but there really aren't mid range tablets. It's dumb. You got to spend either a bajillion dollars or it's just an iPad, which is a stupid amount of money. So, which is fair, I guess, but like, you want good, but like, also tablets I feel like are useless. You have a phone and then a laptop, in my opinion. Tablets are that weird thing in the middle where, unless you're someone who like Jonathan Horn from Mac Address, Linus Media Groups, LMG. Unless you're him, right? Unless you're him who loves the iPad and thinks it's a good thing, or from Riley Murdoch from LMG, and you think it's really good. There's no point because like a lot of people also say get rid of the tablet, the either tablets in Apple or get rid of the MacBooks and decide because somebody said because he said what because a lot of things that Apple has killed that people want back, but what are the things you would love to never come back, like just to kill now? And it's like somebody said somebody said MacBooks kill the laptops and just give us a big and just give us a touchscreen enabled Mac OS touchscreen like iPad. And I was like, that's a fair argument. That's a really I've heard that too. Talk about like some people wanting. I think it was Quinn from Snapty Labs who made a video where it's like they're hinting at the fact that this could be touchscreen Mac OS. That would be cool. And then just not, because that's not what happened. But Big Store I think was anyway. No, but like yeah, like I thought to myself, no, they're never go to your MacBooks. People love MacBooks, and I mean love MacBooks. They love their MacBooks. Their MacBooks are great. I personally like a MacBook. My mother had a MacBook Air, probably like 2018 or something dumbly old, and like she actually got to really liking it. She got used to it and really liked it. She's like, I like it a lot. And then she looked at the price of one at it was at Best Buy, not Best Buy. It was at uh, no, Bureau and Grow, which is our Staples or Office Depot or Office Max, whatever it's called. And she looked at the price and went, "Oh, not for $1,500." She bought two laptops for about that price, and she was like, from one of those like recycling centers where it was like one of those non-profit recycling centers where like they give it to schools or not or non-profits who can't afford like a lot of stuff, and technically they are actually work expenses, so technically she's not allowed to have them anymore. But they're her own property. She paid for it, so she didn't get it reimbursed, but she had to do it through her whatever. Anyway, I'm not gonna go there. I'm just saying that's just what she did, and so she's like, oh, anyway. So I like MacBooks, and I have a Mac, and I have a old Mac that's not a Mac. Well, I had an old Mac that was running. I think it was Tiger or Leopard or something. Anyway, Snow Leopard or whatever, the 10 point whatever 4. I think it's about 4.6. The one I'm running on my iBook G4. I like that iBook G4. I should really write some more. I should really write some more about my the documentary. Anyway. I'm definitely making this documentary. I don't know how it's going to get done, but I'm going to do it. If it takes me the rest of my life, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have at least one thing that I can put my name to. Anyway, that's not the point. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so, yeah, I don't think tablets are great. I think they're just. When I was using the old iPad, I realized this is a really, really oversized iPhone. And, like, it was. And if you get a cellular enabled one, it really is just a really oversized iPhone. Because what did it do that the iPhone couldn't do? Now it's got a like iPad OS, which is slightly different, but still basically the same thing. And so, for me at least, it doesn't feel like. Because to me, it doesn't feel like there's three different devices. It feels like to me there's like one and a half. Like you have, sorry, two and a half. Where it's like you have the iPhone, you have the MacBook, you have the MacBook, and then you have the iPad, and the iPad is that like half device where it's like it's kind of just a bigger it's a bigger iPhone and a smaller MacBook, and neither doing its own like thing. So why do you need both? I would get an iPhone and or all three. I would get an iPhone and and a MacBook. That's it. At least in my opinion. Like I don't think it's terrible, but god dang. Like, or I wouldn't buy an iPhone. I'd buy an iPad, cellular enabled iPad. And then then there's the Apple Watch, which is another weird product where, well, wait a sec, why are we using like an Apple Watch? Also, an Apple Watch is not cheap, so you can't get an iPad. If you're gonna pick two devices, I would not pick an iPhone and an Apple Watch. I'd pick an iPhone and a MacBook if I was only gonna do two devices for my like Apple from Apple. But I'd really do neither of those if I had the money. If I wanted to spend the same amount of money, I'd buy an Android phone and a laptop, or an Android phone and a desktop. Like seriously, I'm not even like joking. Like it's so stupid. Like it's dumb. It's really dumb, dumb, dumb. It's really dumb, diddy dumb. It's really dumb, dumb, dumb. It's really dumb, dumb, diddy dumb. Like seriously, it's dumb. In my opinion, it's dumb to buy anything Apple in this day and age if you don't have random money to just burn. And then like, yeah, as in like you're spending way too much money for something that you could have spent like a quarter of this price on. Like it's not like it's kind of sad, but it's the iPhone. It does do things that other things can't do. So, which is fair, I guess. But in my opinion, just get an Android phone. Do your research. Grab an Android phone that's maybe one or two generations behind, and then that's it. So, in my opinion, technology is weird that way. I think technology should not be utilized. Like, I don't know. Tablets are kind of useless unless you like that kind of thing or you want a big screen. But then again, just get a laptop at that point. you could give your, like, whoever you're giving it to, grandma or your dad or something, or your aunt or uncle or whatever. You could just give them a mouse and they would figure it out so much better. Like, it just makes no sense. Like, touch screen stuff is just really useless, and I don't know. In my opinion, I think that you should really just go straight up to like a laptop, and you could do way more too. That's the other thing. So what's the point? Unless you're someone who, and even at that point, I'm gonna say, unless you're someone who literally only uses it for emails and that's it, like emails and maybe like web surfing. But at that point, you could still go with you could go with something like a Raspberry Pi or any of those equivalent computers where like it's less than $100. I could pay $60 for my Raspberry Pi 3. So anyway, you can get a Raspberry Pi and then just literally give them a Raspberry Pi OS or a Debian, and then just hand them this and say, get a really cheap monitor. Go to like a thrift store, get a cheap monitor, keyboard, mouse, and then just run your what's it called through it, and that's it. Like, in my opinion, at least, you should, in theory, I think that's a better opinion, but in practice, I don't know because I don't know who your grandparents are. Because that's what Linus said once. Linus was talking about on Prime Day. He was talking about a Prime Day deal where one day Prime Day, he was making a computer and he made 3 different computers. He went an Intel Core i3, Core i5, and Core i7. You didn't go Core i9. And here's what you should buy with these things. And then someone said, what do you get for a person who wants literally just, all they're going to do is, cheap whatever. He goes, okay, well, if you're actually literally, maybe a little bit of light web surfing and some YouTube videos, and it's literally just emails and maybe word processing, literally go with a cheap, like a Raspberry Pi, Pi Zero or something, and just run Debian Raspberry Pi OS. Like, seriously, I'm not even joking. And I thought to myself, yeah, if it's really that, because it never is. They always need, like my dad, they always need to do that one thing, open that one file, play that one video, download that one thing, use that one software, and then they're screwed because their thing doesn't work that way. So never. In that case, get a really, really, really old, like, Windows laptop, like running Windows 10, or an upgraded Windows 7 laptop, just from like a recycling center, and just be done with it. Or like, yeah, and that's it. Like, and then you're fine, right? You'll never have to worry about it because it'll be running Windows 10 or 11 or whatever. We haven't gotten to the point where we have really old Windows 11 laptops because we haven't gotten to the point where like there's enough things that run Windows 11 because of that stupid like security thing. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I do. I just get them like if it's not just emails and maybe some light, internet / YouTube or video watching. If it's not that, and you want to just, or you want peace of mind, or if you just want peace of mind to say, well, I just want it to work, and so because I just want it to work and never have to worry about like, well, I can't open this thing or open that thing or I need this, I would like, if you're looking for cheap, and then I would just then get a really cheap Windows laptop and be done with it, so I never have to worry about the fact that like, well, that doesn't open this random file, or doesn't let me do this, or I need to do that, or whatever, right? So, at least in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now, guys. Again, if you want to get in touch with me, there's the messages you can leave. You can leave voicemails. There's the email, tacoimposters@gmail.com. That's tacoimposters@gmail.com. Excuse me, what else? There's the 2 Discords, and then if you want to support me in any way, whether that's YouTube or the podcast, or see a better quality upgrade, I would you can support me on Patreon. That's patreon.com/wingwong. Both W's are capital. That's patreon.com/wingwong. Both W's are capital. I think that's going to be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.